manky differential. Hello and welcome to another Land Cruiser failure. I think we can all agree that once more my front suspension has gone haywire. So if I compare front to back, that is definitely jacked up at the front. This one might be my fault, I can't decide. I purchased an aftermarket front left height sensor and it's failed in 10 months. Now my plan was to have a look and see how much Toyota wanted. They wanted £400 and I'm not paying it. To get it from Amayama was going to be £270 and I'm not paying it. And so I have found a Chinese copy which is £40. Now this can fail every year as far as I'm concerned, because this is not a big problem to swap, and at least this time I made sure to get a part that had a warranty, so if it does fail within the first year I'll be able to swap it out. But what's included here is the sensor itself along with the steel bracket replacement. You get the silver link arm that allows you to adjust the height, and you get this boom which is what moves up and down in order to, well, once I unscrew the retaining clip, but this is what moves up and down to determine the height of the hydraulic system. I am not going to replace the loom and all the rest of it. I'm just going to unbolt the 10mm from the arm, because really I only want the sensor. I'm going to make this job easy on myself. So let's go and get the old one off the car and fit this bad boy. I don't need the loom, I don't need the arm, and I don't need the spare 10mm nut. I just need to disconnect this plastic retaining tab. That looks like some sort of a transport bracket. Got my replacement bracket. My bolts still have a little bit of lithium moly grease on it from the last time I fitted these. That has made it way easier to get it on and off. Doesn't mean they weren't rusted in tight. Last time I did this I had to use the induction heater to free it off, but this time no problem whatsoever. Let's get the loom on. Click into place. The arm itself, rotate this down a bit. There we are. Just use the old arm to line that up and get the 10mm nut. Not entirely sure about this loom though. It's like it tucks behind the arm. It's a bit of a mess really. 12mm bolts on an extension. Point doing those very tight. Cable tie to hold the loom in place. Snip, snip. Oh goodness, this is one of the not fun parts about having 35s. There's lots of fun parts, but dealing with the weight of the wheel, that's not one of them. 2 ugga-duggas, as we would rate that here in Scotland. All right, wheels back on, sensors done. Now I'll take the car round the block just to allow the suspension to settle, and then I've got to plug the laptop in and read Techstream, and hopefully we're no longer going to be at minus 2.6 inches on this front height sensor. Wish me luck, I'll see you in a few minutes. Windows 7 virtual machine on. Turn the ignition on as well. Connecting to vehicle. I can immediately see the suspension lowering.
Wi-Fi is on.
It's attempting to level the car right now. It hasn't done that for weeks. Immediate progress. Select our HDJ 100. It is 2003. Next. I can select AHC sensors from the list here. And I want my data list on the left, and at the top left I'll be able to see what my current height sensors are at. So front right claims minus 1.6, front left minus 0.9. Let's go up into neutral, request that. that's neutral. Go up into high. The rear pressure's at 9.2 because I'm on a crazy slope right now. But it's almost up at that. That's it, up into high. So now I'll drop us back down into neutral. All right, much more normal readings now. Let me take it for a little drive. Maybe I'll find somewhere flat to park and I can read the sensors at that point. All right, there we have it. I'm parked somewhere flat and my pressure sensors are both positive. I do have a little bit of a slope, so yeah, the front left is currently sitting a little higher than the right. I'm okay with that. And my pressure's 7.9 in the rear is a little bit high, but it's quite raked at the moment because the suspension was acting up at the front. I lifted the rear to try and make it handle a bit better. I think I'll take that back down now. But yeah, clean bill of health here on Techstream. There we are, job done. Test drive complete. The Techstream scores are all good. The system's now riding normally. And do you know, I forget just how good this suspension system is. When you drive one where everything is working perfectly, it is the most comfortable car that I've ever been in. The only thing that came close was the Range Rover when its air suspension was working correctly, but this system is just way better, way more comfortable. And of course you've got the adjustability of sport mode and comfort and so on in the middle. It's so good when everything is working. That was a £40 fix. Way worth it for me, rather than spending hundreds on a genuine Toyota part. I'll give this aftermarket one another go. For 40 quid, I'd be mad not to. However, I am now going to go inside and dismantle the one that I just removed. I'm going to see if I can find out what went wrong. Last time it was just some water damage. I wonder if it will be the same this time. So that was me just doing the swap. If that's all you wanted to learn from, that's how you did it. 12mm bolts on the bottom, 10mm for the nut. You don't even have to replace the loom and the bracket. You can just do it very quickly. No configuration needed on Techstream. I just have it, so I thought I would check the configuration and the scores while I had the laptop out. If you want to stick around, we'll go and dismantle the old one and see if we can find out what went wrong. And if not, thank you for watching. First things first, let's get this differential out of the way. Here is my old AHC sensor. Does that bracket look bent to you? That bracket looks bent. Goodness. Right, I'm gonna take this apart. I'll just take the back part off. I'm not even gonna bother giving it the heat treatment. I'm just gonna go in like a brute savage and hit it with the impact driver. Because YOLO. Oh, easy, no Loctite or anything. Simple screws, easy peasy. I don't see a damn thing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong. Last time it had very clear water ingress, and I do not see that. Let's zoom in even more. Turn on even more torches so that we can see inside. This is the same layout as the factory original one with the 3 golden screws, golden springs there. The last time these were rusted in place. But this time, I see nothing wrong. It looks pristine in there. Wouldn't you say that looks just perfect? That's, to be honest, not what I was expecting. I thought I'd see some damage. I don't see any evidence that, around the outside. I don't see any evidence that the O-ring has been breached to let water in. It all just looks absolutely perfect. Nothing. I've got absolutely nothing. I see no reason for this to fail, and yet it has failed. Well, at least we checked. I don't see any reason why that broke, but very clearly the system is now working again flawlessly once I swapped that sensor out. So it was a £40 fix. This one lasted less than a year and it's dead already for no obvious reason that I can see. 40 quid to swap to the new one. It's fine. It's fine. What I am going to do this time though, I'm going to keep the internals for this one, because those little gold springs were what failed last time after the water got in. So I'm going to keep those in case next time around I can do a repair if it's water damage. So what would I do? What would I recommend? I would recommend probably, yeah, just probably buy the £40 spare one if you can get it, because it's fixed the problem, and this time it has a year's warranty, so if it fails within a year I can swap it back. And anyway, all of this is just my opinion. I am not a mechanic, I am not a professional, I am just a dick on the internet. So thank you for joining me on my diagnostic and repair journey. Stay safe, make good decisions if you can, and I will see you in another video very soon, hopefully. You take care, everyone. Bye bye.